What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Disney and Pixar Cars diecast video on the Anchor Cars channel, and today I will be finally taking a look at the Rally Racers Jackson Storm from the Disney and Pixar Cars Radiator Springs Race and Rescue diecast lineup. Very excited to get into review this guy. I just, as the day of recording this video, found him at a Target. Very happy about that. I have seen KSW in Target stores at least 3 or 4 times already, and each time I found nothing but Ryan Shields. Every single Race and Rescue car was taken. Missed out on Race and Rescue Red, Race and Rescue Sarge, and then of course Rally Racer Jackson Storm. But today I finally went to a Target and was able to find just Jackson this time. So still on the hunt for Red and Sarge, as well as the 2 packs from KC. But I mean, I'll take what I got, you know. So yeah, very cool. Jackson is the second Rally Racer diecast that I have been able to find. Hopefully I can find McQueen very soon. Yeah, so there's the artwork there, looking absolutely stunning. It's just so nice to see all these cool different versions. You got the Race and Rescue logo right up there, of course. Very nice. He is new for 2025, obviously. Diecast there, and of course you got the racing number 2.0 or 20. I mean, it really seems like it'd just be 2.0 because the little dash of red right there and in all the other designs is purposely split to be 2 point, you know, something like that. Backside just shows some of the other cars like Sarge, McQueen, Chick, and Red. So I'm really hoping to find Red next, and then Sarge is one, probably my least wanted out of the case, but I'm still very much excited to find him because he does look pretty cool, in my opinion. So, yeah. Anyways, I will be right back with this Jackson Storm all opened up. Alright guys, so here we got the Rally Racers Jackson Storm all opened up, and this guy does look pretty cool. I do like his design and everything, and yeah, Mattel really went different with this Jackson Storm from all of the other major variations. And I think one of my favorite things is that they just kind of went straight back to the roots of having that really kind of deep, like, bluish gray color to him, you know. In recent years, for a lot of his really major variants where they changed his paint job and everything, they've given him like complete black, a lot more hints of blue, a little bit more of like a lighter gray, and even for the racing red, he's just entirely red. So you don't often see this version of him in a variant outside of, you know, the XRS mud racers and stuff like that. Those are the ones that kept it true because they were just, you know, wheel and slight body modification gimmicks. But these ones are just paint jobs, and I really like how they just kind of went back to the roots for him a little bit. So yeah, pretty cool. Obviously Jackson Storm here is a next gen racer. He's got that unique model, of course, typical stuff for the main antagonist of Cars 3. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. You can see the expression here is looking quite nice. One of the few times we've ever had a painted mouth on Jackson. I do believe he had a painted mouth though for the mud racers, I believe. Maybe drag racers, one of those two. I can't quite remember, but I know that he has painted in mouth for one of those, but that's pretty cool. Simplistic though. You got the headlights in the front, looking very nice. Do you like that? His wheels are of course the dual colored ones, so you got kind of like the gray in the front and the light gray silverish ones in the back. So those are pretty cool. Like those. Light year tires, pretty much the generic stuff. Then on the hood, you got the Radiator Springs Rally Race 200 logo, which looks absolutely perfect, especially in the metallic color there. Metallic silver, it's just very nice, just very reflective, and honestly a really good choice in design. And you know, everybody, you know, they say that Thailand cannot give us good decals on cars, yet here you guys are, proven wrong once again. They got an extremely clear decal, clearer than even possibly some of China's have been. But I mean, yeah, it looks very cool. Same exact thing on Mandy, not Mandy, Masha L's wrench. Her decals are also very clean. You can see on the roof of the car, you just got the 2.0 or 20, however you want to take it, 2 blue stripes, and some very nicely painted in blue windows. So pretty cool. His eyes are once again kind of a unique look. Nothing, I guess you wouldn't necessarily think that this would be a Jackson Storm expression, but I mean, I'm not mad. It looks kind of cool. Do like it, and especially since it kind of fits alongside how some of the other Race and Rescues look. Like McQueen's pretty generic, but you know, Jackson kind of has that. Chick has kind of like another pretty generic, non-aggressive look. And then, of course, Danny Suarez and all those other guys have a pretty basic look, kind of like Jackson. So, pretty cool. The sides is kind of where you get the main design change and where you get the 3 colors for the Race and Rescue, the red, deep blue, and silver. Jackson, so far, I think, is the only one who actually has silver properties to his silver paint. Everything else has been kind of like a basic gray. Like, you got Chick Kicks here. That's just a plain gray that they paint over the green. But this is one where you actually got it silver properties. So that's really awesome to see. Slight hint of the taillights there. And you got a nice red line outlining the big S, or just kind of like bolt looking design on the side of Jackson here. So that's pretty cool. Igniter liquid adrenaline in red, and again a very clean decal for it being that small. You got the vents on the side, and you got the colored version of the Rally Race logo right there. So pretty cool. You got the blue, red, and white 2.0, and of course all the little blue pieces on there. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, that's not like raised as it was for, you know, the racing red version of him, but it is what it is. Backside just has the 2.0, a little bit of blue accents, Rally Race 200, pretty generic stuff. And then the spoiler, of course, has the red ends and the Rally Race 200 wording right there. Now this is kind of where the grainy details come back on things, but you know, sometimes you can get past that. Yeah, pretty cool. Made in Thailand by Mattel, the 15th week of 2025. So it's already been quite some time. We're already halfway through the year, 26 weeks in. It's crazy, but yeah. So this Jackson Storm looks perfect. Do love it a lot, obviously. I do want to compare him to some of the other versions that I have here. First, it's probably best if we put him alongside some of the other Race and Rescues. Only doing McQueen and Chick for the purpose of this one, just because they're the main guys. You would normally expect to see Jackson with Mater, but you know, Rally Racers, Race Rescue, pretty big differences there. But yeah, they do look absolutely incredible. And some of the other variants, at least the more recent variants of Jackson Storm, you know, we have his GRC variant. This one, I think, is probably still a better look, although I do really like the decals on this Jackson. Design-wise, this Jackson's really cool. You got the Glow Racers one, probably one of my favorites of him ever, just the glowing properties and just the look of this guy. Simplistic, but very, very cool. And then the best Jackson Storm variant, in my opinion, obviously the Racing Red. This one looks awesome. Raised bits and all, but yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Yeah, really, I don't think that's really, guess that's really, I don't really have much else to say, but yeah, that is going to do it for today's review of Jackson Storm. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.